Yo, what's up guys? I got another hillbilly story for you guys today. And it's about when I was about 8 years old and I actually started my acting career. Believe it or not, yes, this little hillbilly boy in this little hillbilly town had parents who thought he was kind of cute, took him to an agency and had him sign a little contract, and all of a sudden, boom, he was getting called into gigs. Yeah, so I didn't really tell a lot of people in the town I was living with though, because they would have been like, "So son, I hear you like acting, huh? You wanna come over here with some of that acting money and do some heroin?" And I wasn't really down for that, so I just kind of kept that to myself and a few of my really close friends. And I actually got called into a lot of gigs. I didn't really get too many of them though, but that's fine because the places I was showing up to, there was like 100+ kids, right? And the two I actually did get the part for, they were insanely huge. So one day, my mom's like, "Hey, guess what, kiddo? We're gonna go to acting audition, and it's your birthday." And I was like, "I don't really want to go to an acting audition on my birthday." She's like, "No, this one's for Microsoft, dude. You got this, all right? We're gonna go." So I have to drive all the way to Seattle from my little mountain hillbilly town. It takes about an hour and a half. I get there and I do a little performance. And they're like, "Oh, bravo, that's pretty nice. We'll give you a call." So I go back home, and about a week later, I get a call, and they're like, "Yeah, so you made callbacks, come and see us again." And that time I was there, I was about 9, and they said, "So what are you doing next weekend? I think you got the part." And it just so happens that I was going to Disneyland that weekend, so me being like an 8-year-old and never having gone to Disneyland before, I was like, "Well, you know, I'm going to Disneyland." And they were like, "Well, we're shooting our promo video next weekend." And I was just like, "Well, promo video, Disneyland, I think I'm gonna take Disneyland." And that's a real shame because in this video, I had to pretend that I had to go to the bathroom really bad in the car, and the GPS told us where the nearest bathroom was. It was kind of funny, actually. And I kind of missed out on something like $7,000, and this was back in like 2008. And nobody told me anything about $8,000, so I was just like, either I do this job or I get to go to Disneyland. And I had no idea the amount of money that I would be getting, which is enough to go to Disneyland like 8 freaking times. So I went to Disneyland and had a grand time, but I really missed out on that. And the next big fucking commercial that I was trying to get was for Smuckers. And I don't know if you guys know what Smuckers is, but it's this big jam company, like the #1 distributor of jam in America. So it was kind of a big fucking deal. And I looked up at a tree in this commercial and I said, "Wow, had an apple ever looked so sweet?" And I turned to my brother and I'm like, "Tommy, go get some jars. We're gonna make some jam." It was kind of cringe, but I was into it back then, okay? And this one was a really big fucking deal, like 100 grand or something crazy like that was on the fucking line. And I actually got the backup for that. So if the guy who actually had gotten picked for that didn't pull through, I would have been picked for that. And this was kind of a big deal because it was out of thousands of kids all around the world, and I was their second choice. I mean, it's not as good as first choice, but it's pretty cool nonetheless. And then my agency went broke, and I never did another gig ever again. Came out of the game with, you know, a cool $0. But it was a pretty fun experience actually looking back at it. And I didn't get into any of the crazy child actor shit where there's these kids that are like 10 years old doing cocaine. So it was all good, and I turned into kind of a living legend among my friends. So it was a pretty good thing. And then about a year after that Smuckers deal, I was in 4th grade when it happened, and I was in 5th grade when my agency went broke. And a couple months after my agency went broke, we moved to Oregon, and I've been here ever since. The only thing that really ruffles my feathers about the whole situation is I was so stupid. If I had just done that first commercial, then I probably would have had enough experience, as the industry likes to say, to be able to do that Smuckers commercial, because I think that's the only reason they didn't choose me over these other kids. Anyways, that's the video for today. I hope you guys liked the story, and if you did, maybe leave a like. It would help me out a whole lot. And yeah, have a good day, guys. Peace.